Right, let's do this. Um, so it's December 1st. I've been in lockdown for about a month. Well, everyone has. So I've been working here for about a month. I'm at home, um, home in Portsmouth. Uh, yeah. The last update I gave was 1 or 2 weeks ago about just kind of, I guess that was just another general update. Um, but I kind of wanted to give another one now, just to give an idea of what's going on at the minute. Um, is our still on the topic of lockdown, so um, students are being required to go home between the 3rd and the 9th of December, um, for the purposes of, well, I don't know what the fuck the reason is. It's about getting students home safely and to get them tested in time and whatnot. Um, I won't be going home. I'm not going to be told what to do. I'm not going to be told when to be going home by the government. Of course, I'll be taking the right precautions and all that. I'm having 2 tests. I've had the flu jab. I'm not doing anything stupid, but I'm going home when I want to and not when I'm being told to. So that may not sound relevant, but I guess it kind of is. Um, so that means been working home about a month end of this week. I'll be working from home for another 2 weeks up until the 10th, just as isolation before I go home. So again, I'm safe. And then for another week after that, I'll be working from home back in Oxford. Not ideal at all, but I've got no other choices really. But yeah, that's that. And then I'll be going home back and coming back in January or whenever. If it's another lockdown, whatever, I don't know. But I'll get to that when it comes to it. Um, so last week, yeah, so last week I did my main big, well, not big, but I did one of the events I've been planning kind of for a while, I guess, um, which was my getting new members to Dynamite. Um, I think it went successful. We did it on Thursday. It was a pizza social, and I had some fun kind of ideas planned along with some kind of discussion-y bits. Um, we only really managed to get through about half of it. We're still within all the time. Um, so what I had planned was a few kind of fun icebreakers. We did about half the icebreakers, um, and then I had a discussion about media planned with disabilities, and then a discussion about Zoom accessibility. We didn't get through to the Zoom accessibility, but that was mainly because um, we had a lot of discussions going through with disability in the media, TV, movies, books, whatever. And then, they're really good discussions, and I thought it'd be better to kind of keep the flow going, which was probably more engaging for some of the young people. Um, yeah, we had 3 newish members. They were aware of Dynamite before, but um, I guess what that event kind of was their first kind of discussion-y um, type thing, and kind of best introduction to what we do, as opposed to just a kind of a quiz or whatever else. So yeah, there was that. There was three. Well, so there's 3 core members and then the 3 kind of newish members. I think that was it. I forgot there's more, but yeah, I think that was it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There might have been. No, it was only 6. Um, so yeah, that happened. So 3 of them didn't reach my target, but I think, but we did have interest from other young people, despite them not turning up. So I'm quite happy with what happened. I believe it was a success. Um, what I do is I talk about the kind of, well, I mean, I guess I had different goals, but um, I'll go through the SMART goals, in another video in full. Can't remember if I've talked about them before, but I'll kind of give an update and I guess before I go home, I'll give a general um, kind of overview of how this term has gone, how it is so far, and whatnot. Um, but yeah, that happened last Thursday again. I think it was pretty successful. All the young people had, really, enjoyed the discussions and that, and yeah, and I think mainly like even though we didn't get as many young people as might wanted, um, yeah, I mean, I reached out to so many different people about it. Dynamite is now in people's minds and all that, and you know, like it's difficult time for anyone at the minute, so can't exactly blame them. Yeah. So what else has been happening? Been kind of keeping up with social media. This month I'm just doing like a whole kind of advent calendar, kind of like a whole kind of countdown to Christmas. I think that's gonna be really successful. Well, I don't know about successful. It's quite a strong word, but I think that's going to be good because um, what that will do is it will show people that actually are um, well, for one, it will get our stuff, kind of out there more. More people will see it, but also it will show people that we are active and doing stuff, and relevant, I guess. Uh, yeah, so that. Oh, we had we managed to do a kind of in-person group thing. So our normal um, core group that we'd before done online, we had managed to do that in person as a classified as a support group, and that was in hybrid. So we had 4 young members come in, and then we had 4 people. We had 2 people online. It's important to have the young people come in because these were people that previously struggled with using Zoom or kind of just face some general difficulties there. And I think it was a lot more quite. I think it was quite successful doing it in that format. Um, Hopefully, we can do more of them, and hopefully get to the point where we can do it fully in person. But again, that's I think it's going to be optimistic for the next year based on people's health needs, um, and also accessibility, I guess. I think Zoom's an incredible, accessibility format. So it's going to be, even after the pandemic's over, it's still going to be used. And of course, we've got the vaccine coming out. Hopefully, testing starting, like people are going to be vaccinated starting this month. Hopefully, so that's all good news, I guess. Yeah. What else? Yeah. So I'm kind of continuing with the social media. Um, Kind of had discussions about what's coming next. Of course, I had similar ideas to do a similar event in um, February, I think. So I've had discussion with that with one of the local charities, NGOs, charities. I think there's a charity. There's a charity in Hampshire, and kind of across the south, giving kind of advice and independence, which is important. Independent advice and support on SEND matters to young people, or also professionals and adults, but young people is where we're focusing on. So that's really important. But yeah, I'm going to be working with an individual who works for them, to give. Well, our idea is to give classes, not classes, but kind of sessions to classes, because then that way it reaches more people, and we're not just, it's, actually going to a class, you have a better audience. It's almost in the sense of my head, but basically going to different classes, you have more of an audience than just inviting people, because in a sense they're not in a bad way, but they're kind of, people in school are forced to be there. But that sounds terrible. People are in school, for young people are in school to have a school, college, or whatever, to have an education. And what we are doing is educating them on matters of special educational needs and disabilities. So we are reaching those people who kind of may not be able to reach out to us before, which is probably just down to not hearing about us or motivation, I guess. Because I know as a young person myself, I probably wouldn't have been too engaged. Yeah. What else? So yeah, that's kind of. I think that'd be quite effective. Maybe doing it in right thing as well. I've got to get a good balance though, because the thing with doing classes is it's going to isolate those with physical disabilities, because those individuals generally need less support in class, and so are in mainstream, and mainstream classes are kind of not our. I mean, it's definitely for something in the future, but mainstream classes are not our audience. Sorry. So yeah, I've got to get a good mix of that, and then I got a few other ideas. Like I want to, I want for Dynamite, or kind of Portsmouth Disability Forum in general. I want to get kind of a permanent, not permanent intern, but a permanent intern role. So the issue with my role is that once it's over, once I might be able to volunteer for them in the future, but once it gets to June, July, or whatever, May, June, July, I'll be fucking off to home or whatever, which means the support I gave to, the 24 hours I gave to Dynamite and the charity in general is gone. So I think what would be useful is to have permanent intern role, which can be given, which I think would be extremely useful, because not only would it gives more to Dynamite and the charity, but it can be I think the law's a bit funny around it, but it can be advertised to someone who actually has a disability, or kind of or special educational need, or understands everything in that kind of area. But I think it would be great to have an individual with a disability or special educational need in that role. So that's where I'd reach out to ASDAC, see what they can do about that. I need to check the specific law around that, which is under the Equalities Act, but I couldn't see anything last time I checked. I also want to kind of work on that with the union, maybe. I don't know. That's stressing me out a bit. Everything's stressing me out. So yeah, on top of that, one possibility is working with our local MP, Stephen Morgan. I know he's expressed interest before working together. And I think a good one to work on with that is kind of access to information, which I think's a lot of young people have already said in the sessions I've been in, there's been an issue so far, especially with like all these graphs they show, and I mean there's other examples, like, you know, there's no live interpreter on a lot of these kind of coronavirus briefings. You know, nothing's put down very easy. You know, even for, you know, I think a lot of journalists and politicians are struggling with what a lot of the information they've been given, so God knows how the rest of us are. So yeah, that I think that could be good to work on, but that's more of an idea, and nothing's there at the minute. Yeah, that, I mean, yeah, a lot of this is going to be to work on fun early next year. So yeah, it's a lot about kind of keeping Dynamite out there. You know, keeping our profile out there. Yeah, not sure what else there is. Yeah, oh, there was yeah, I mean, like, I guess another thing is like working with the council at the minute. So their local offer, the individual running it can be a bit difficult to work with. I'm only saying this because I feel like this is where to say it. That's all it's for, right? Isn't it? I don't even know who's watching this. Yeah, so the person running it is a bit difficult to work with, just because they keep wanting us to do things. We do it, and then they don't do anything with it. So we've had young people they've asked for young people to create content for them, like blogs and whatever. Young people have written blogs. We sent it to them, and the person running the local offer has spent over a month before they actually bother uploading it. And when I say bother, I mean bother, because they keep saying they would upload it and they never did. Which makes me wonder where their priorities are at. Which I question a lot with local offer service, I guess. And I don't know, I guess with a lot of other council run services, a lot with the commissioners as well. You know, early on through the meetings with commissioners I went in were quite frustrating. But I mean, that was all that. I mean, to be relative, like Dynamite does not have much power to work with those people in that sense. We have a seat at the table to voice our opinion, well, not our opinions, but a voice what young people's, voice young people's opinions. So that's that. We don't have much power. Young people do in a sense, but even then, like how valuable are those opinions to the commissioners? People running the services. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. It's a bit funny one at the minute, but yeah, I'll do a kind of overall update, kind of on them smart goals before Christmas, because I don't think I have talked about them before, and they might be good to talk about. So yeah, I'll do that. See you soon. Bye. Oh God.